Okay, so what is coaching all about? That's what we're going to cover. The opportunities for professional coaches out there, what kind of money you can expect to earn, and what's the job market like? What does it take to be a coach? Like, what skills, tools do you need? Why do clients hire coaches? Why would you want to become a certified coach? And how can we train you in only 16 hours? I get that question a lot. And how we have a proven coaching system that you will learn in the class, and what every great coach should know. And today I have a special offer for people that are attending the webinar, so I'm really excited about that, and I'll be sharing that with you at the end of the webinar. So the mission here is really, in my personal opinion, is I would love to see us have world peace on the planet. That's the honest to God thing that really drives me, is I believe that we can have world peace if we all experience inner peace. Well, how do we get to inner peace? Well, it's a process of finding out what lights us up and what we feel impassioned about. And when we discover that, then we start walking and taking steps in that direction. We not only get inner peace, we get inner fulfillment, and we feel like we're making a difference, and it's something that is very rewarding. So with Wainwright Global, I want to provide great coach training and certification to as many motivated professionals that will come here, learn, and then take and apply what they've learned. So that's my goal. What is coaching all about? Well, coaching is to the 21st century what therapy was for the 20th century. What do I mean by that? You know, therapy, I believe, was a very important piece, and still is for a lot of people. It's an important place to go to learn what happened in your childhood that caused you to be who you are today. Well, that is an important piece of an individual's puzzle, if you will. But there comes a time after therapy, if you're feeling good about yourself, that you want to take next steps, and you want to look to the future, and you want to build something that's inspiring. There's so many people that I've talked to that are working in a profession that they don't love. And it's really heartbreaking when it comes to that, when you think that, you know, people have spent many, many years of their lives working in a profession where they're not happy. And coaching really encourages individuals to go inside and figure out what lights them up, and what would they, if they weren't getting paid at all, what would they still want to do? Well, that's really an important situation to help people find out what it is that they are passionate about, and where they want to go, and what they want to do, and what lights them up, and what are they passionate about, and how they can earn money doing that. Because definitely you can earn money doing what you love. You just need to have the right pathway, the right encouragement, the inspiration, and the drive within you, and it will happen, it will occur. So I say coaching is all about moving forward, and therapy was about looking back. Let's look back, let's see what happened. But I believe coaching is, well, it's expanding. I've heard, you know, in 2014, I believe it was, said that it was a $2 billion business, but I believe that somebody predicted that it was going to be at $13 billion in the coming year. So, you know, I'm not going to give you any stats on those. That is just hearsay from what I've heard. I haven't done any of that research myself, except for the $2 billion in 2014 as a statement from the ICF. Anyway, I think coaching is something that's going to expand greatly moving forward, because it really helps to empower people. One thing about the difference about coaching to therapy is that you're really helping people to move forward in their lives to a place where they want to be, and you're empowering them because you're not telling them anything. And I'll get to that here. To be a great coach, you don't need the answer. So many people are afraid of becoming a coach because they think they have to have the answer to their client's problem. And that's just not true with coaching. In fact, what coaching is all about is staying in the question. Why? Because then you are empowering your client. So if you're telling your client what to do, you're not empowering them. You're really not coaching them. If you're telling them what to do, you're a consultant or a counselor or a therapist or an advisor. Coaching is about empowering your client to have clarity by asking them the questions that they can go inside of them and get their own answers. The basic premise of coaching is that we believe that everyone has their own answers inside of them. And you have the answers, and you will know what's important to you. So that's the basic premise of coaching, is that our clients have the answers within them. You don't know what those answers are. You couldn't possibly, because you are coaching them. You are not them, right? So I hope that makes sense and is very clear. Coaching is about helping people change their lives for the better. It's about providing the accountability and the structure for them to achieve their dreams and goals. So when they come to you and they haven't been able to achieve it, it's what got in the way. So you're holding them responsible for taking the action steps for them to have the life of their dreams. So how hard is that, right? More importantly, people want unwavering support from their coach, somebody who's committed to their success. And that's really important as well, to have somebody that's behind you 100%, cheering you on for your dreams, let you know that you can do it. And I believe that it wouldn't be in us. Our what we love to do would not be inside of us if it wasn't meant to be, meaning I don't believe God makes mistakes. I think it's put within us when it comes through us for a reason and a purpose. And I believe it's our divine purpose. And when we figure out what our divine purpose is and we start taking steps towards it, I believe that the universe conspires on our behalf to make all the doors open and all the people come into our experience for us to be walking that divine path. So that's kind of my spiritual belief about all that. But coaching is powerful, and it really does help people get onto their path, whatever their path is, and that they are the only ones that can know what that is. But you can help them discover it by asking them the right questions. So what kind of opportunities are there out there? Well, when you think about coaching, there are over 52 different coaching niches that coaches that have been through the program are coaching in. And I always say, if you have a new one, if you think of a new coaching specialty, please call me and I'll add it to my list. Well, I've had that happen twice. One was this laughter coaching. This is one of the more recent avenues. Apparently there's, I think, laughter yoga, but they wanted to combine it and have laughter coaching. And I actually have experienced a little bit of the laughter coaching, and it's really, really fun. So there's one new one. And the other one, I think it was, I know what it was. I said they come from all different professions. So I'll be getting to that slide, but that was the other one that I had to add in there. But anyway, you can see there's just a lot of different ones. So there's business coaching. Health and wellness coaching is huge. Scott's, the company in Ohio called Scott's, they make fertilizer. They hired health coaches. And because they hired health coaches for their employees, they reduced their insurance liability. Their company they're healthier individuals, so there's less sick days, and their stock went up 30%. So I mean, health and wellness coaching is huge. Spiritual coaching is great too, for helping people that are wanting to go on a spiritual path but don't really know where they want to go yet. Creativity coaching is great. Weight loss coaching is great. In fact, we just trained a woman who has hired coaches because she has a weight loss product that she markets, and she's just hired 8 coaches to coach for her in her weight loss coaching company. So there's lots of opportunities out there. Now, how much can you earn as a professional coach? Well, here's something to know. We have a U.S. registered trademark credential that is accredited by a third party called Strategic Learning Alliance. So you do need to complete all the steps, and I'll go into that in a little more detail, but once you complete all the steps, you will be earning the credential CPC, which you can put behind your name, and that is, like I said, a U.S. registered trademark. Now, with that credential behind your name, if you were to go get a job as an employee, you would have the potential of increasing your earnings an average of 30%. Now, that's according to PayScale magazine, April 2013. They said if you have a certification behind your name, so you're carrying a credential, that you have ability to earn an average of 30% more than somebody that does not have one. So right there, this credential is going to serve you, even if you just decide to add this credential to your name and go get a job somewhere. Coaching is one of the world's fastest growing professions, and like I said, I believe it was at $2 billion in 2014, according to the ICF. And another statistic I heard from, it was actually a person in marketing. He said it was going to be a $13 billion industry. So there you go. Well, when you look at the number of professionals that are in this same kind of area, like mental health counselors, or they're not coaches, they're definitely counselors, but you can look at the numbers out there of the school counselors, the vocational counselors, the HR managers. There's almost 1 million people working in this same genre area where they're helping people better themselemselves. So there's lots of room there for coaches. Right now ICF, okay, here you go, there it is, 2012, $2 billion in annual revenue. So as of 2012, ICF reported $2 billion in annual revenue. So 41,000 coaches worldwide with $2 billion in revenue, and that's of 2012. Well, 4 years later, the prediction is for next year for it to be a $13 billion industry. Now, I don't know about this 41,000 coaches. I know there's a lot of coaches out there, but how many of them are credentialed? I don't know. The most advanced, people ask me all the time if this program is credentialed through ICF. It is not. We are credentialed through Strategic Learning Alliance, and ICF, when they have you as a master coach, look at what you have to do. Okay, so this is why we are not credentialed through ICF. Number one, coaching is not difficult, okay? I just told you, you're not telling your client anything. You're just asking questions. So it's not that hard to be a coach, okay? It's not what you know, it's what your client knows. Now, if your client needs information to help them succeed, well, you're gonna possibly, I'm gonna recommend that you have referrals to experts that you have vetted, that do a great job. So let's say they need somebody to help them with marketing. Then, and if they ask you, well, do you know anybody that could help me with marketing? Well, if you do, then you can refer them. But if you don't, you can't. So I'm just saying, but if you happen to be a marketer, you can say, well, actually, if I switch hats with you, I can put on my marketing hat and we can really help you out there. So anyway, my point is that there's a lot of opportunity out there. ICF requires 200 hours of training, which I think is totally unnecessary, because honestly, I can teach you how to be a great coach in 16 hours. They also require you to hire one of their coaches and be mentored, and they want you to have, there you go, 2,500 hours of coaching experience with at least 35 clients, and that's so you could be a master coach. Their non-master coach, or their certified coach, is a little bit less. I believe it's 120 hours of training, and probably requires 40 hours of mentoring, if I'm not mistaken. 120 hours of training, 40 hours of mentoring, and I'm not sure how much coaching experience they want you to have. But this is just an example of, I think this is overkill. If you want to be a doctor of coaching, yeah, go spend 200 hours in training, but if you want to be a coach, I don't think it requires that much education to be a coach, to be honest. I think ICF is really, really doing an overkill thing, and I'm not sure of the reason behind that. So do you have to have a special background to become a coach? No, you don't. You just have to have a passion for helping people. So do you need a degree? No. Do you have to be a certain age? No, because there's always going to be somebody younger than you that's going to need your help, or even people that are older, and maybe the kind of coaching you're doing will be very helpful to them, right? So it really doesn't matter what your age is, if you're old or young, or your education or your background. What really matters is the desire to help people change. So as you can see here, we've got, in our community of coaches, we have, this is the one where I had to add one, physicists, because we trained a group from Russia. And there's a lot of Russian physicists that came through the program because they wanted to coach. So anyway, so we have academic advisors, we have a lot of ministers, reverends, and that kind of religious people come through and take the training because they want to cast a wider net. They don't want to just coach individuals that are from their church. They want to be able to coach anybody without having to, hang out their "I'm a reverend" shingle, A lot of times too, they come because they do want to learn how to coach to help their clergy, or their constituents. But anyway, ministers come, we have business owners coming through, and a lot of psychologists and therapists. And the reason they're coming through is because they're so regulated right now by insurance companies that, according to one psychologist I talked to, she said, the insurance companies have kept me at the same income for over 2 decades because they haven't increased the amount of money that they'll pay psychologists. So the only way she makes more money is if she charges more money. I mean, the insurance companies restrict them from charging more money. So it's like ridiculous. But another industry that's been coming forward is the human resource professionals have been coming on board and getting trained. The thing that we all have in common is that we all love to help people. We do. We love to help people. We love to watch them grow. We love to get that phone call that says, I did it. It's so inspiring, and it really is something that motivates me to keep going and keep training people. So what is the single most important thing it takes to be a great coach? Well, I believe it's an authentic passion to be a positive influence in helping individuals improve. And when you've got that, you're really helping people, and the results just are so rewarding for everyone, not just for them, but for you too. So why do clients hire coaches? Sometimes it's because they're frustrated, or they're struggling through something, and they can't figure it out. It could be because they're having anxiety. There's so many reasons. Maybe they want to have a breakthrough experience in weight loss, or maybe they can't figure out what they want to do in life. There's a lot of reasons people hire coaches, but it certainly does work. It helps people change their lives for the better. It's affordable. Coaching is absolutely affordable for most people. There's some expensive, really, really expensive coaches out there. I mean, probably at the top of the game is Tony Robbins. He probably is one of the most high-paid coaches out there. But there's other ones that are extremely high-paid too. I mean, he's not the only one. So, even at the beginning in the entry level, as a coach, you would probably be commanding a higher income than a lot of people that have a 4-year degree. But it is still affordable for an individual to get coaching these days. And it doesn't carry a stigma. That's the other thing. If you're sending your kid off to therapy, it just doesn't bode well. It's like, what's wrong with me? People think they go to therapy because something's wrong with them. Well, coaching is not like that. It has no stigma. In fact, people think that, coaching is just, it's like they think, or as teens anyway, high schoolers think of it as like a sports coach, or a soccer coach, a baseball coach. Well, this is a life coach. Okay, great. So they're going to help me, have a better life. So it doesn't carry that stigma like therapy does. And the results that you get from coaching, and I'm going to caveat with the Wainwright method, you get instant results with your client. By the time 30 days have gone by, your client will start having results. They'll be on fire for their life, and you'll understand that more once you come through the training, because you'll get to see the experience. So why do clients hire coaches? Because coaching works. It helps change lives for the better. You have instant results, and the results are lasting. It's always so rewarding to talk to people that I coached years and years ago and hear them talk about how they're still on their path, and the things that were talked about with me in their coaching sessions, how they're still doing it, or they've accomplished it all, or things have come to pass, and it's just really thrilling. So why would you want to become a coach? What are the benefits to you personally? One is you get to help other people succeed, and as I said, that is a gift in and of itself. Owning your own business if you want to do it on your own instead of having an employee job, it's a great business to start in, because you can start part-time, you can work from home, you can do it from anywhere. 95% of coaching is done over the phone. So it's not like you even have to have an office. You might want to, I recommend meeting with your client for the new client interview that we do. You'll want to meet with them in person for that, so you can really get to know them well, but you don't have to. You could do it over Skype, or you could do it over Zoom, just like we're doing right now. So you really can work from anywhere. The startup costs for opening a coaching business are very small. I think $500 is the minimum that Small Business Association will tell you need to start a business, and $100 of that would go to business cards. So it's very little startup cost. If you have a phone and a computer, you're pretty much already set. The only other thing you need is, some marketing materials. So very low startup costs. There is no inventory. You don't have to pick, pack, ship, store, or harvest any inventory in this business. So that's kind of nice. You can start part-time, which is what I did when I started doing training of coaches. I was still a software development consultant, and I transitioned from consulting into coaching into coach training. So I started out on a part-time because I was already doing something else full-time. And one thing that's really great is because there's 52 different coaching niches, you can coach in an area that you're passionate about. So when people ask, like, I don't know what niche I want to coach in. Well, so what's your passion? What are you passionate about? And if you don't know what your passion is, what do you do in your free time that you love? Do you find yourself going ice skating? Are you down at the beach? Are you sailing? Maybe you want to be, figure out what your passion is, and where would people that would be around what you're passionate about. Now you get to talk to people that are passionate about the same things that you are. So it's great, Another thing is you get to create a legacy and leave the world a better place. That's important to all human beings. And finally, I like to say you get to earn what you're worth, because you will be commanding your income. And the way that I did that as a consultant is I started out, I think when I first started out consulting, I was charging $30 an hour. But when I finished, I was charging a lot more. And the way that I did that was every time I had enough clients as a consultant to keep me going, if I brought on a new client, I always brought them on at a higher fee than the clients I was currently charging. Now, I didn't charge my current clients more, but every time I brought on a new client, I charged them more. And that's the way I bump my income all the time, because you'll be getting new clients that'll come in as referrals. And when you're working with your coaches, you'll tell your clients, you'll let your clients know, hey, I'm putting my prices up. I'm keeping you where you're at. Don't worry. But if you leave and come back, then it is going to be more. And so I appreciate your referrals so much. I want to let you know that I am charging more. So if you do refer me, please let them know that my fee is now X, so that they send you people that know already that you're charging a higher fee. That's the way to do that. Okay. We train you in only 16 hours. Now, this gets confusing for people. How come they make you work 200 hours and you're only doing 16? Well, to start with, number one, coaching is not hard. Number two, I have a professional training system for you. So it's an immersion style. You will get the coaching when you're done. And the training system, we guarantee your success. It's done in a group, so you'll be with other people in the class. You will have a student that you'll be coaching, and another student will coach you. So there's lecture, there's demonstration, there's a lot of exercises, and it's highly interactive. You are not going to be sitting at your computer listening to somebody or watching videos. You will be interacting the whole time. And we do have a flexible schedule for you. We have Monday through Thursday classes that start in the morning, and then we have Monday through Thursday classes that run in the evenings. We have Saturday and Sunday classes, and we can also set up a flexible class, like we do a Monday and Monday, or a Friday and a Friday, or a Saturday and a Saturday, if those are the 2 days off, that kind of thing. But I won't let it go any further than that Monday to Monday period, because when you let the information go too far away, you'll have to repeat. And that's the beauty of the immersion process. When I teach you 4 days in a row, you remember what we taught you yesterday. You bring that to the table on Tuesday. You remember what you did on Tuesday. You bring it to the table Wednesday. And, so it's a cumulative effect and a cumulative training. So that's the reason why we do it in an immersion style. It sticks with you that way. More great news is we have a proven coaching system, and that's another reason we can do it in only 16 hours. I'm not teaching you a lot of theories and the hypothesis, and I'm not doing that. I'm teaching you, here's the tools that you need to be a great coach. Here's what you do in your first session. Here's what you do in your second session. Here's what you do in your third session and all your ongoing sessions. This is how you run them. And so there's no questions when you're done. You're going to know exactly what to do from your first session to your last session, and it's a system. So it's a proven system. It works. It's already been proven to work. So I'm not teaching you a whole bunch of theory and saying, well, you can try this or you can try that, or here's how it would look if I did it. Or it's like, no, it's a system. You'll be immersed in it. You're going to get coached, so you're going to know what it feels like to be a client, and you're going to coach somebody. So by the time the class is over, you're already going to have the experience of coaching your first client. What you're going to find is the coaching system is powerful, it's easy to learn, and it's easy to use. And it looks like this. You have your new client interview. You'll be creating from the new client interview and all the answers that your clients give you. You'll be creating a vision statement. That's your homework. It's done outside of the time with your client. From there, in the next session, the next time you meet up with your client, the second time, you'll be delivering that vision statement. The vision statement is like a gift. It is a positive, powerful affirmation of where your client wants to go and what they want it to look like in a year's time, what they want their life to look like in a one-year time frame. And when you deliver that vision statement, it's going to help you develop rapport with your client. It's going to really, they're going to know that they were heard. So it gives them an acknowledgement. It gives them empowerment because it's written as if it's already done, so they can see themselves and what their life will look like once it's already happened. It's affirmative, and it's honoring them. It's honoring what their dreams are. So it's so powerful. You'll really, really love the process. Everybody does. Ongoing sessions are not long. They're short and sweet. It's how'd you do on your goal, and you're holding them accountable, you're keeping them motivated, and you're moving them forward. So this is the system. It's not, coaching, again, is not hard. I don't understand the hours and hours and hours that people are expected to go through with ICF. So that's why we're not ICF certified. What every great coach knows is how to help their clients identify and articulate their goals. You want to be able to help them develop their strategies to success. Does that mean you have them? No, it means you have the questions to help them develop the strategies that come from their own heart. So you'll help them identify and eliminate limiting beliefs. We have great tools for that. You'll help them be accountable. You'll help them step outside of their comfort zone to achieve their goals. And I believe that this is the toughest thing that we do as human beings is we step out of our comfort zone. I think that's the hardest thing that we do. It causes the most anxiety and stress and the fight or flight response. And we have, through our system, a methodology that will help you to gently ease them right through their ceiling to their ultimate success. So that alone is so worthwhile. You're going to learn the roles and responsibilities of coaching and the ethics of coaching, how to be a great coach. We'll talk a little bit about the theory of mind and then the power of the mind. We talk a lot about NLP, which is neuro-linguistic programming. And the beauty of NLP is that it will help you with your communication skills, which will serve you the rest of your life. So you're going to learn some skills here that if you decide at the end of the coaching class that, you know what, I went through the coaching session and I realized that coaching isn't my passion, I really want to do X, Y, Z. Well, these skills, the communication skills, they'll serve you for the rest of your life whether you stay coaching or not. So great stuff to learn here. We talk about decision-making factors and how people think, so you'll understand the way people think and communicate so that you can communicate more effectively with them. You'll learn about Socratic questioning and listening skills and power words and personal prose, and all of those are important tools for you to be a great coach. You'll learn about the circle of personal perspective. You'll learn all the life coaching questions and the categories that you want to talk to your client about. You'll actually, in the class, conduct your first coaching session, both as a client and as a coach. You'll have homework, and that will be done. If you do the 4-day class, it's done on Tuesday night. If you do the weekend class, it's done on Saturday night. You'll come back with the vision statement, and you'll deliver that to your client. You will have ongoing sessions where you're helping them to identify their action steps, the due dates, the whys, and so that you can keep them motivated and inspired and accountable to doing it. You'll have a few more tools for their success here, and then you'll do a review, and after the review is done, your assessment test is in the class time. So you're going to get the exam right during class. People ask about the exam. Never have had anybody fail it, ever, because for multiple reasons. One is it's not a trick test like some places you go to and they ask you really tricky questions to see if you can comprehend the question and come with. Okay, we don't do that. Did you learn the information that we taught you? it's as much a test for us as it is for you. If you didn't learn it, we didn't teach you well. That's all it comes down to. It's not that you didn't get it, it's we didn't teach you right. That's the way I see it. So our assessment test is as much for us as it is for you. And like I said, I've never had anybody fail. It's 10 essay questions is what it is. After that, we do talk about the business of coaching and how you want to get started in your business and marketing and promoting. You will gain a certificate that looks like this. It has a gold seal on it. This is, of course, the digital version. It's not a photograph. It's the digital version. You'll get a digital copy. So if somebody wants to see it, you can email it to them and show it to them. And you'll also get a hard copy, and it will come, it's funny, it'll come in a blue frame, kind of like it's framed on the screen here. And the hard copy will be sent within 30 days of your graduation date. So by the time you're done, you'll have the experience, you will be confident, in fact, you'll already have coached your first client, and you can get a testimonial from them in class, absolutely, yes. So, more great news. Here's what your investment in yourself will include, and that is the 16-hour course. There's also, I want to share with right there, that there's 2 hours of work on your own to become credentialed through Strategic Learning Alliance. Strategic Learning Alliance is our third-party accrediting body. You will earn your credential through them, and it will take you at the most 2 hours. You could probably go through the work in 1 hour if you just were really focused and sat down and blew through it. But in 2 hours, you should be able, they want 2 reflection statements, and if you don't know what that is, it's described in there, but there's 2 assessments in the Strategic Learning Alliance site. One of them is a core values assessment, one is an improved employee assessment. You take the 2 assessments and you write a reflection on the assessment. Was it accurate? How could you use it? How do you think you'll use it in the future? It's not hard, again. So 16 hours in the class, 2 hours on your own with the Strategic Learning Alliance information, and about 2 hours of homework on Saturday night or Tuesday night, depending on which class you take. So it's about a total of 20 hours work that you're going to need to do to earn your credential. You'll have access to us ongoing. You'll have lifetime use of the methodology and the system. You'll have the training manual and the handouts. You'll have the coaching tools are yours to use. You'll have a quick reference guide that we send you after the class. You'll have the exam. Some companies, well, okay, the ICF charges separately for their exams. So does the IAC. That's another accredited body. They charge for their exam. The exam here is included in your tuition, as well as the hard copy certificate is included in your tuition. And also, your membership in Strategic Learning Alliance, which is $195, is included in your tuition. So you'll be getting all of this for the course. Now, you have a special offer, like I mentioned at the beginning. The special offer is a $200 scholarship, making the course $797. So you'll have the opportunity to get the training for $797. In order to do that, you want to go to bestofcoaching.com/signup.html, and that will redirect to the payment page. And so it's bestofcoaching.com/signup.html, and then there, I think it says coupon code, and the coupon code is scholarship 200, all in capital letters. And then that will drop the price down to it'll be show $997, but it'll drop it down to $797 when you enter scholarship 200. There is a payment plan in case you're wondering about that. And if you go into onto bestofcoaching.com/signup.html, you will be able to enter that code, and then you'll see the payment plan also available on that page. So right now, I'd like to see if there's any questions. And let's see. Okay, I'm looking at the question box, and it says there's no questions. So I'm not sure if you want to take a moment. There is a chat box. I believe you can see the chat box on the bottom of the screen, or if you're on a phone or a tablet, maybe tap the tablet and then you might get the options might come up. But maybe I'd just like to let's see, I don't see a chat box here. Is there a chat? Oh, here we go. So maybe I can chat to everybody. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put the URL in the chat box, and you should be able to copy and paste it. There. So now if you have any questions, you can type them in there, or if you'd like, I believe I can unmute you and you can talk if you would like to. So feel free to type any questions in the chat box here, or if you, you know, have any questions, I'd love to answer them. Apparently, I can't unmute you. That's not an option. The code just, oh yeah, the code. Make sure it's Scholarship 200, and you want to make sure it's all capitals, and you want to make sure there's no space between the scholarship and 200 number. So it's Scholarship 200. So, all right. Thank you for asking the question, Dale. I'd love to have you come to a class. Now, the dates for the next classes are always on the website, and the website is, I'll put that in here too. But as you know, we have classes in the morning, classes in the evenings, and classes on the weekends. And sometimes we start the classes a little bit later or a little bit earlier. For instance, we taught a whole classroom of people on the East Coast, and we got up and started teaching at 6 in the morning because that was already 9 o'clock their time. So we have flexible times and hours, but what's not flexible is the immersion style. It's 2 days or 4 days in a row. So there you go. I'd love to see you in one of our classes, and I'll wait and see if there's any more questions. Oh, who will teach the class? Okay, I have an instructor. Her name is Linda Galicchio. She has taught most of the classes for Wainwright Global and has trained over 3,000 coaches. I get nothing but good reviews for Linda, so I'm really happy that she's available to train. I also have a couple other trainers, and on occasion, if Linda's on vacation, I do the training. So the training, it could be by Linda Galicchio or one of my other master coaches that are very experienced. So thank you for that question, Cynthia. All right, so for anybody that needs the code, it's Scholarship 200, all capitals, no spaces. And the URL is bestofcoaching.com/signup.html. All right. Well, are there any other questions? I'll just wait a minute. I know sometimes when somebody's talking, it's hard to think of the question. So I'm going to be quiet for a moment and let you see if there's any more questions. Okay, well, it looks like there's no more questions, so I'm going to go ahead and stop the webinar. But I want to encourage you, if you do have a question, the phone number is there. If you think of something afterward, please don't hesitate to call 800-711-4346. And either I will answer or Linda Galicchio will answer. So one of us will answer. And we'd be happy to answer any questions you have. So please don't hesitate to call. It'd be lovely to speak with you. And I trust that you all have a great rest of your evening and a happy holidays coming forward. It's Christmas time, and it's a good time to jump into a class so you'll be fired up for next year. All right, I hope you have a great rest of your evening. I'm going to go ahead and end the webinar. Bye now, everyone.